Alright, here. I'm back. Um, this is the last episode I'm going to be doing today. I don't need to put on some kind of fancy showcase to be like, oh, I actually do these episodes over time. Like, no, there's no illusion of that. I put them all up the same day, and I don't edit them at all, which is probably why the sound quality is so bad. I just don't have any way to edit them. It's kind of just a spur-of-the-moment thing I started to do. But we're definitely going to get out of prison within the next minute or so, I'd say. Just gotta grab this. Grab that, grab this. Last time I was talking about how I was getting into video games. Yeah, so when I was younger, that's what games were to me. They were this kind of immersive, different world of let's exist in this place that we have never been before and look at the fun stuff you can do that you could never do. And now I guess I view them more as, I do view a lot of them as that, but I don't know, as you grow older, it's harder to ignore the limitations of some things or another, but
I'll take you to meet them.
I like, and I mean, and as I said last time, I still like the being immersive in the world and being part of it sort of thing. But what I prefer nowadays is like what I said before, is puzzle kind of things, and not puzzles like, oh, you got to pick that up and like you have to solve the puzzle to beat the game. I mean not like a literal puzzle, but in a way that like most games are puzzles. And so, I mean, not a lot of RPGs aren't, because there's leveling and stuff, and the solution to the puzzle a lot of the times is get bigger numbers.
This is the Hound Pit's pub, closed for business.
But games like this, where you can get upgrades and stuff, but it's not upgrades that are like +5 to your sword. It's upgrades that are like, now you can run silently, so now you can solve puzzles this way, or like here you can teleport farther, so here are these different ways to solve puzzles. And I've been saying puzzles a lot, but I mean, that's the kind of upgrading progress I've started to respect more than any other in games, that just kind of getting like getting things to open more options, but not really making anything else easier. And I'm trying to think of other games that I play that do that sort of thing. This one definitely does. Doom, in a sense, does. And yeah, it's weird to think of Doom as a puzzle game, because it's kind of the definition of a crazy over-the-top run-and-gun shoot stuff, it explodes, but like in a sense, each stage is a moving puzzle with countless different pieces, and you see like, oh, there's this and this and this, and I gotta react in this way, and it's kind of a constantly changing mind game that you have to work with and try to fix and solve, which is the kind of thing I'm really into. I'm also really into like just general RPGs, because I do love the idea of starting a game and like you shoot something or you hit something and a 1 comes out of it, and then you put hours into it and all of a sudden you can like 20s come out of it, and you're like, whoa, 20s? I never thought I'd make it this far. Wow. Or like even further to like hundreds, and you're just, and you go back to a level that you started in, and you just kind of like smash everything, and but there's still what you're fighting is hard. I don't know. I like that sort of thing. I think it's really, really fun. But I'm not as into it as I was when I was younger. Now, as I said, puzzles. I actually haven't played a lot of just general puzzle games. I've been meaning to get a few of them because I find them really interesting, and I really want to start playing some of them. I'm going to talk about some other games that I like. Uh, um, ooh, The Last of Us is really fun too. Oh man, I have a lot of games. I have no way to capture footage on my PlayStation 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave that screen there for that long, but I have no way to capture stuff on the PS3, so I don't really have a way to capture me playing a lot of my other games that I prefer. But I play more games than just that, and I play games that like aren't my favorites, but I still like them, so I can still do those. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about puzzles a lot this episode.
Hello, Corvo.
Like,
Your life has.
I mean, you can just think most games are puzzles.
The Empress is dead.
Mario, I'm gonna stop talking about puzzles. Actually, this is not as good of a section as I thought it would be. Frick, I really like. So, I was talking about how I prefer Dishonored 2 over Dishonored 1, 100% as far as gameplay goes. I think Dishonored 2 has 100 million billion times better gameplay. It's amazing. It makes Dishonored 1 look like it was a playtest thing, but I love pretty much every other way aesthetically. I can't say that word. I prefer like just kind of the themes and moods of Dishonored 1. Like here, we're in the Void right now, which I skipped over all the dialogue because I've seen it 6 or 7 times, but the Void, I mean, it's got this light to it, you know, like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm inside of whale oil, and there's definitely, like, this big section, and it's just kind of like floating islands, and each of the floating islands are completely different, but they have, like, the same kind of stuff. I don't know, I really, really like the Void, but in Dishonored 2, the Void is just kind of like, it's very, I'll give them the fact that it's very much more like a Void. Like, while, like, it's all made of the same material, and it's kind of, there isn't as much of the light, and it feels like there's a bunch of pillars everywhere. And I don't know, I prefer the kind of not quite exact, just general vibe of this. Like, because this, like, it has the vibe of being a place, but at the same time, it's not a place. It's nowhere, but at the same time, it's like, look, we're in the tower at the Hound's Pit, so it's everywhere. Which is what, at least in this game, what they describe as the Void being. Like, here, let me squish the heart a bit.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning. All of time's meaning is here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
I mean, yeah, and like, that's the vibe they really play off in this game, of the Void being like just this place of everything and nothing, and look at all this stuff, whoa, crazy. And just, it's I don't know, it's not that in the other game. It's just kind of
use what I have given.
a place that's, I don't know, I think it's a bit more boring. And I think the themes they address in this one are a lot more fun. And there's not, like, because in this one you don't feel like, I don't feel like, I can't speak for other people, but I don't feel like what I'm doing is for the greater good, or like to affect everyone in a big kind of standy thing. Like what I'm doing, like I'm doing this because as a character I want to do this, and like this is what I have to get done. I want to save my daughter and help the kingdom because I feel a duty to do so. And it's like a very personal feeling is what I get from it. While in the other one it's like, oh, you're the Lord Protector and you need to save the Empress and save the kingdom because save the kingdom, kingdom. Or like, you are the Empress and you need to save the kingdom. And I don't know, I never felt like Corvo in this one was doing what he was doing for the kingdom. He's more so doing it for his personal reasons of, I want to save my daughter, and my lover has murder was blamed on me, and I want to like prove this. And it's like, I don't know, it has like, I like that vibe more than the other one, because like this game addresses dark themes even when it's like, even when you have the good light playthrough, like there's still some dark stuff that happens, and I feel like that kind of more down to the earth, like bestial survival kind of, I need to do what I want for my reasons, fits a lot better with the themes that Dishonored plays on. But yeah, again, mechanically wise, I prefer the second game. I'm sorry if opening all these letters and then immediately closing them is really annoying you. You can pause the game if that'll help. I do it because I'm kind of... I don't want to say I'm OCD about that, because I never really liked that saying, because my mom literally does have OCD, and I, in a few ways, literally do have OCD. So I guess it's possible that it's actually my OCD acting up. But it's just something I like to do. I like to have everything and collect everything. And plus, I've read all these things before, so I don't really feel like rereading them. I'd read them out to you guys aloud, because I actually really like it when Let's Players do that. But on the same note, I have dyslexia, and it would take an entire episode to read one note. But yeah. This is the end of this episode of my Dishonored playthrough. If you like it, you know, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to. And that's not me being facetious, I'm just telling you. I'm not a huge fan of people telling people to like and subscribe, because, like, even if I like this stuff, I'm like, don't tell me what to do. But just do whatever you want. Watch more of these videos if you want. Or don't. Just go watch other stuff. YouTube's full of people better than me. But yeah, bye. I'll see you on the next one.